Hello, my name is Aldo, and I work at the Harold Washington Library Center in downtown Chicago. And for today's Make It Monday activity, I'm going to show you how a chemical reaction can make some pretty cool artwork. So outside, you may notice that the leaves are starting to change color and the temperature is dropping a bit, which means fall's here. So I figure with fall here, we can make some pretty interesting artwork with these little cutouts, which I made, apples and leaves that you can use to decorate your home and also learn about chemical reactions. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for today's activity, you're going to need some baking soda, some water, some vinegar or citric acid. I have some apple cider vinegar here for the fall theme. I have some food coloring as well. Make sure you have like at least 3 or 4 colors. Fall theme colors like orange, yellow, green are perfect for this activity. Also need some measuring cups or spoons, some cups or containers. They can be plastic cups or little bowls, paintbrushes, at least 2 paintbrushes would be good for this activity, and some paper cutouts. So I just drew some apples and leaves, but you can do whatever you want. If you want to make it a spooky Halloween themed activity, you can also do spooky bats or ghosts. And you're going to want to get something to protect the surface that you're working on. So just lay out some paper so that you don't ruin anything like a table or anything that you're making the paint on. Okay, so the first step is to make your baking soda paint. So what you're going to want to do is take an empty bowl, take some baking soda, and you're going to want to put in about 1 tablespoon of baking soda into your empty bowl. So it's about 1 tablespoon right there, give or take. Just put that right in there. And then you're going to want to get some water, and you're going to want to put about 2 to 3 tablespoons of water in that baking soda mix. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. You don't want it to be too watery, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it at 2. And then you're going to want to put a color in there. So I'll go ahead and grab red and then drop 1 to 2 drops in there. Well, I'll just put 1 more. So go ahead and do 3 if you'd like. And then go ahead and mix that up. You'll see it turns into this sort of red paint that you're going to be able to use. For the interest of time, I went ahead and made some other colors. So we have green here, yellow, and a sort of brown mix here. For your next step, you're going to go ahead and start painting with your baking soda paint. So I'm going to go ahead and take my brush here and just apply it to my cutouts over here. You can see the paint's just going right on the cutout there. And feel free to go ahead and mix the colors up. It works a lot better if you're mixing the colors. So let's go ahead and add some green on there as well. Feel free to experiment with making new colors with all the different food colorings you have. And you can see I'm getting a little green and red mixed in there, and you can apply it to all the different cutouts here. So for our next step, as you can see, the cutouts have some paint on there. They have some interesting colors and textures with the baking soda paint. We're going to go ahead and add some pop to these. So we're going to sprinkle on some baking soda, and I'll show you what happens once we add the baking soda and vinegar. First, just go ahead and sprinkle some, a little bit here and there, and you'll go ahead and add some texture to your cutouts. So Once you add a good amount of baking soda, you can go ahead and just drop a few drops of food coloring around the baking soda. You can test it out by doing just a little here and there. Nothing too crazy. Okay. I just want to spread it around a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and add some more baking soda around there for this one. Okay. All right, so once you have all those laid out, you can then begin the reaction by adding some vinegar. So when the baking soda paint is still wet, you're going to want to pour a little bit of vinegar in a cup and then use a measuring spoon to pour over your painting. And you'll see a little bit of a reaction here. So you can see the paint and the baking soda is starting to fizz a little bit and spread the paint around. So that is the chemical reaction that's happening. You can kind of hear it fizzing. That looks pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more here and here. You can go ahead and add a little bit more around because the paint that you use is baking soda. So that's why it's making this chemical reaction here. Almost looks a little bit like tie-dye. You can see it's spreading around there. And beforehand, I made a couple examples of some finished pieces here. So you can kind of see it's a little texturized. Some of the colors looked a little dispersed there. This one here, all the different colors that have spread around. So that'll happen with these here once they dry. So can anyone at home tell me what's happening here? It looks like the reaction is spreading the colors around, and that reaction is known as an acid-base reaction. So the baking soda is a base and the vinegar is an acid. Vinegar isn't just an acid, it is an acid in water. So the reaction causes the baking soda to transfer into water, and then you get carbon dioxide, which is a gas. So that's why you saw the fizzing, and that's released during the reaction, which gives it that bubbling effect. And then you can see it expanding. Thanks for joining us today, and please remember to check us out every Monday at 4 p.m. for some more STEAM activities. Also, be sure to check out some more fun fall and Halloween themed programs being offered all month. As always, check out some of these fun books for more science activities. Thank you.